So another problem, or sample problem number 2, a microwave has a wavelength of 0.01 meter. What is the frequency of the wave? So baligtad naman, ang given naman natin si wavelength, ang hinahanap naman is the frequency. So again, we're going to be using the GUFSA. So let's start with the given. So ano ba yung given natin dito? Of course, it has a wavelength of 0.01 meters. So that is the wavelength. Wavelength is equal to 0.01 meters. Now, again, lagi pong given, okay? Lagi pong given, lagi pong kasama yung speed. Okay? Hindi po siya nagbabago. So, kahit microwave yan, kanina radio wave, this time it's microwave. So, wala po tayong babaguhin doon. The speed is still the same. Speed is 3 times 10 exponent 8 meters per second. Okay? So, ang hinahanap po natin is the frequency. And so, tinatanong natin dito ay frequency. What is the frequency of the wave? No? So, ang tinatanong dyan, gaano kaya karaming wave ang dadaan sa isang area sa loob ng 1 second kung ang haba ng one wave to another wave nitong microwave na to is 0.01 meter or simply 1 centimeter. Okay? So, gaano karaming wave ang dadaan? So, we're trying to find the frequency here, and the formula for frequency is here. Formula number 2, frequency is equal to speed divided by wavelength. So, to solve it, solution, so we just use the formula, frequency is equal to, then let us change the values of speed sa ibabaw, which is 3 times 10 times 10 exponent 8 meters per second divided by the wavelength, which is 0.01 meter. Okay? Again, you can use your scientific calculator or a scientific calculator on the internet. Okay? Or pwede rin naman na yung simple calculator nyo lang nyo dyan sa bahay. So that's 300 million divided by 0.01. So kung i-input po natin yon, the answer here, frequency is equal to 3 times 10 exponent 10 hertz. So that's 3 with 10 zeros. Okay? Bakit hertz? Because we are trying to find for the frequency. We're trying to find the frequency here. And frequency, the unit of measurement for frequency is hertz. Remember? So the unit of measurement for frequency is hertz. The unit of measurement for wavelength is meters. So ganyan po karami yung wave na dumadaan sa isang segundo kung ang wavelength niya is 1 centimeter or 0.01 meter. We are now down to our last problem, sample problem number 3. A certain type of radiation on electromagnetic spectrum has a frequency of 10 exponent 20 hertz and a wavelength of 3 times 10 exponent negative 12 meters. So what is the speed of this radiation? So di natin alam kung anong radiation to or anong part ng electromagnetic spectrum to. Pwedeng visible light, microwave, radio wave, ultraviolet, or whatever. So pero ang hinahanap po natin dito is the speed. Gaano po kabilis itong certain type of radiation na to. So again, we're going to use GUFSA here. So we have the given. So the given here is the frequency. First, a frequency of 10 exponent 20 hertz. So frequency is equal to 10 exponent 20 hertz. That's 1 with 20 zeros. And then we also have here wavelength of 3 times 10 exponent negative 12. So the wavelength is 3 times 10 exponent negative 12. Hertz here and meters here. So wala na pong iba. Ang hinahanap po natin this time, the unknown is the speed. So what is the speed? So the formula for speed, so here, speed is simply frequency times wavelength. So mumultiply lang po natin tong dalawang to. So for the solution, speed is equal to frequency. So the frequency is 10 exponent 20 hertz, 10 exponent 20 hertz times the wavelength is 3 times 10 exponent negative 12. So 3 times 10 exponent negative 12 meters per second. Again, if you input this in your scientific calculator, The answer here will be speed is equal to 3 times 10 exponent 8 meters per second. And remember guys that all of our electromagnetic waves have just the same speed, which is this 3 times 10 exponent 8 meters per second or 300 million meters per second. Diba? Dito sa problem number 2, the speed is 3 times 10 exponent 8 meters per second. Dito is 3 times 10 exponent 8 meters per second. So mapa-radio wave man yan, microwave, or whatever wave we're talking about, it has just the same speed, which is 3 times 10 exponent 8 meters per second. Alright, so let us now have our third icon statement. We're going to talk about the visible light. No? Ito yung part ng electromagnetic spectrum, or ito lang yung natatanging electromagnetic wave na nakikita ng ating mga mata. Okay? So the rest, kailangan pa po ng ibang devices para makita, but visible light, we can see that. So visible light, nasa bandang gitna siya, and it makes up a very, very tiny portion. Maliit lang na portion ng electromagnetic waves. Okay? Now, visible light, we can also call it white light. No? So, itong visible light na to, ang color talaga niya is white. But this white light has different colors. It is made up of different colors. If you remember, we have what we call the Roy-G-Biv, no? Or the colors of the rainbow. Actually, it's related there. So, bakit ba nagkakaroon ng rainbow at the first place? It's because the white light that is coming from the sun, kapag tumama po yan doon sa mga water droplets na nasa atmosphere, nagkakaroon po ng tinatawag na refraction or bending of light, doon po lumalabas, doon po natin nakikita yung colors ng light, ng white light. And they are the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, or the Roy-G-Biv. Okay? So, we can say that the visible light here is just made up of white light, and white light is made up of 7 colors. So let me try using 7 colors here. So first, we have red, and then we have orange, and then we have here yellow, and then sa gitna po, green, and then blue, and then sa iba pong books hanggang violet lang. So the same lang po yung sa indigo and violet, the violet. Alright, so these are the 7 colors, or the 6 colors, or the colors that make up the white light, no? So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet, or indigo. Now, kung i-arrange po natin sila into the electromagnetic spectrum, so we have here, if we're going to arrange that into the electromagnetic spectrum, so of course we have the radio wave, followed by the microwave, and then the infrared, the visible light, then the ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma rays, no? So itong visible light na to, ito po siya. This one, no? Yung white light. Okay? So kung i-arrange po natin yan dito, visible light, kung palalakihin natin siya, so we have here the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then violet. Okay? Remember guys, that on the leftmost part of the electromagnetic spectrum, we have a very, very high or long wavelength, but low frequency. Therefore, low energy. But as you move along to the right side of the electromagnetic spectrum, you will see that the wavelength here is already low, but the frequency is high, so as the energy. So itong 7 colors na to, it also follows the same rule, no? So if I'm going to ask you which of these has the lowest frequency, which of these has the highest frequency, the lowest wavelength, the highest wavelength, lowest energy, highest energy, sinusundan lang din po nila itong rule na to. Because red is on the leftmost part of the visible light spectrum, and violet is on the right, at the rightmost part of the visible light spectrum. Therefore, red here has the longest wavelength, but lowest frequency and lowest energy. And si violet here has the shortest wavelength, but highest frequency and energy. So, mas mataas po yung energy ni violet color kesa kay red color. Okay? So, mas mataas po ang energy ni green kesa kay orange. Mas mababa po yung frequency ni orange kesa kay blue. So, it just follows the same rule as here in the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay? And guys, trivia, bakit po ba tinawag na infrared itong infrared? Infra means below or mas mababa. Because infrared is found sa mas mababang part ng spectrum kumpara kay red. Diba? Kasi ang susunod kay infrared is the red color na. Kaya po siya tinawag na infrared dahil mas mababa po siya kay red. And ultraviolet ray is called ultraviolet because ultra means high. So, baligtad lang po yung pagkakasulat dito dahil si ultraviolet ray ay mas mataas na po kay visible light at ang last part po ng visible light is violet, kaya po siya tinawag na ultra or higher than the violet color. Ultraviolet. So, doon po nanggaling yung pangalan ni infrared. Infra means below. Mas mababa siya kay red kasi siya yung unang-unang part ng visible light. And ultraviolet, mas mataas siya kay violet kasi si violet yung last part ni visible light. So that's how they're all connected or related with one another. I hope you enjoyed this lesson.